But that whole feeling is just taking me into my junior high bathroom and the hours that I would spend in there with all my little perfume samples, because I have always been an addict. I'll admit it. Hi guys. Welcome to this special edition of Sniff and Sip, where I have chosen to essentially eschew all of the tenets that I myself had put in place for what I wanted a Sniff and Sip to be. Not sure what that says about me, but you know, it's an evolving show. It's an evolving channel. We're gonna roll with the punches, see where it leads us. Today's very exciting because I'm gonna be sampling all the decants that were sent over to me so generously by the beautiful Joss Jane at Joss's Fragrance Mixology. If you're here, if you watch this, I'm sure you already watched Joss's channel, but I will link her channel in the cards and down below. She's so knowledgeable, so supportive. She has an amazing collection and she does these epic layering combo videos that are so cool. So please go check out Joss's channel if you haven't already. Today's sip is my usual iced coffee with oat milk. I promise one day I'm gonna have more interesting sips, but you know, it's the morning still when I'm filming this and I just gotta get myself going, so iced coffee it is. Let's get started. For the purposes of this video, I have put all the decants into this little baggie so I can grab for them blindly and be surprised in the moment. Though I do have to admit, these are not first impressions. I get overly excited when the package comes in the mail and I tear open and I go hog wild, and you know the drill. Even though I do feel like I want to let them settle, because I don't know if you've experienced this, but for me, I know if I order fragrances and they come through the mail, it takes them a couple of days for them to like really think about themselves and settle into the fullness of their being. But these are still early impressions. Definitely early impressions. So let's get started. I'm excited. First we have Kryptomint. This is the Mugler Amen Kryptomint. Yes. It is so fun. So this definitely has that Amen DNA with that slight barbershop vibe, but it is so minty and refreshing. I have worn this one already and it has such a cooling element to it. I can only imagine how incredible this will be in like the hot weather, because it really cools your sinuses. It cools the insides of
your whole structure, basically.
It's very icy. It's like a sensation of vapor rub. It doesn't smell like vapor rub. Don't get me wrong. That's so fun. Let's see what the notes are. I don't know if I'm getting chocolate. I think I get a hint of that coffee, but primarily it's registering to me as just a super refreshing, icy barbershop scent. I'm sure this is one that's going to perform much differently on the skin. As I said, I did wear it, and what's really interesting about it is that minty wake that you leave when you walk through the space. So cool. I'm going to save this decant so that I can... Oh, the tray! I'm gonna save this decant so that I can wear it in the hot weather and experience that minty iciness. I think it will be really fun. So that one's Kryptomint from Mugler. Okay, next we have Elie Saab Essence number 4 Oud. Ooh, it's so aromatic. It has a really nice green facet and it's very incensey and smoky. So this doesn't read oud to me in the way that Montal ouds have that kind of metallic thing. And I think that's because I think that there's real oud in this. I don't know if I made that up, but it does have a much more natural sensation of oud than some other oud fragrances that I don't know if I say used to, but you know, that I've experienced. I appreciate that it's not sweet at all. It's very dry and very resinous, and somehow also fresh. So the only notes in here are agarwood, black pepper, and agarwood, benzoin, and black pepper. I really love what the benzoin adds. Fullness and depth. Nice juxtaposition to how aromatic that oud is. And from what I remember from my one wearing on the skin, when it dries down, it starts to have a much cleaner, almost musky type of feeling. I really enjoy that lightly smoky incense, an airier kind of smoke. It's not so heavy, and makes this a really complex but wearable oud. Really like this one. So that's Elie Saab Essence number 4 Oud. I'm just realizing, I don't know why I'm showing you this. I always do this. I'm trying to show you the decant for no reason. Okay, this next one I was really excited about. You guys know I'm having an iris moment, and this is Iris Dragées from the Maison Lancome line, and I've been wanting to try this for so long. So thank you so much, Joss. So excited. It's so comforting. It is sweet, but like powdered sugar sweet. A powdery almondy iris with sugar. I mean, that's the whole point of the name of it, right? Iris Dragées. Yeah. It just smells like a confection, but it's not overpoweringly sweet. Overpoweringly. If you had a sugary talcum powder, it has that bath time cleanliness. Quite clean and just a tinge soapy. So there's orange blossom and freesia in the middle, which is what I think adds to that clean soapy vibe. This is just delightful. This feels like you want to go to a tea party and wear a frilly white lacy dress. That's really lovely. I'm so happy I got to try this. So that's Maison Lancome's Iris Dragées. So fun. Next we have Miroir de Majestes or Majestes from Thierry Mugler. This is obviously part of their Miroir collection, and this is how Joss and I first started talking. I had acquired my ultimate unicorn, which was Miroir des Envies, because I wanted that toasty carby note, and she had the Majestes, which I really have been wanting to try as well. And spoiler alert, I love it. Yes. Oh, it's so spicy and warm. There's cardamom and coriander in the top, and I am such a sucker for a cardamom note. So I am just starting to dip my toes into more leather suede-like notes. Historically, they've been really difficult for me, but I guess as I'm maturing, I'm accustomed to that leather suede type of scent profile, and I'm really enjoying suedes. This is giving me like nubuck, like a brand new pair of nubuck Doc Martens. Is that even how you say that? Nubuck? Ooh, but the spiciness on top is so good, and it's so beautiful on the skin. The way that the amber starts to bloom, and it gives elevated sweetness, but more just like richness. And tobacco as a note is not listed, but I'm getting like rich, sweet tobacco kind of vibes here. It's also giving me kind of like a fireplace dying down kind of vibes. This is gonna make an awesome fall winter scent. I'm absolutely head over heels for this Miroir de Majestes. Also really want to try the Joyaux, so if you guys have intel on Joyaux, drop it down below, let me know. Little coffee break. Next we have Elie Saab Essence number 3, Ambre. Ambre or Amber? Just Amber. This to me is like a classic amber scent done perfectly. It smells like those health store and new age shop amber pastes that you can get. Super rich with a really nice woody sweetness. I used to have an elaborately carved wooden chest, and it was fragrant wood. I forget what kind of wood it was. When you would open it, it would just be this amazing blast of that almost sharp smelling wood essence. This has that in there. You're sticking your face in a fragrant wooden chest. The notes in here are amber, apopanax or sweet myrrh, patchouli, and sandalwood. This is randomly giving me a feeling of when I was in grad school and my friends and I were so busy, but we would find a weekend, usually late at night after everything that we had to do, get all dressed up, completely non-weather appropriate, but find our way to a speakeasy in New York, and it'd be pouring down snow outside and we'd be freezing, but we would just be like, we're gonna give ourselves this little respite from all the craziness we endured in grad school. I don't know why it's giving me that scent memory, but that's what this feels like. Ooh, so good. That is Elie Saab Essence number 3, Ambre. Next we have Myrrh Assoluto from Valentino. I have been wanting to get my nose on this for the longest time, and also half not wanting to because I knew that I was going to fall in love with it, and it's impossible to find at a reasonable price these days. So this is a kind of a heartbreaking love at first sniff experience for me, but man, is it so good. Oh. I also just recently realized how much I love myrrh. There were so many fragrances that I know and love that I didn't realize all had myrrh in common. I just, putting 2 and 2 together. And those floral notes with the myrrh, it feels like satin. It feels like when you're making a panna cotta and it's liquid still before it sets. Texture-wise, not smell-wise. I'm finding this one really hard to describe. And that often happens to me when I have a love at first sniff like this, because when something so holistically just hits me with extreme love feelings, I have a hard time putting words to it or picking apart the notes even. It has such a powdery smoothness. It's a rare fragrance that I find that is powdery but also has the depth to back up the powderiness, so it's not all flighty and head in the clouds type of powdery, you know what I mean? But I just love how the florals are mixed with those resins. I need to think about this and come back and do a dedicated review because I do not have words for this right now. I really, really love it. So that is Valentino, Myrrh, Assoluto. Calvin Klein, Eternity Intense, and I was really excited to try this too because, again, my iris moment is in full effect. And I love a powdery, lipsticky makeup type of scent. So this is an affordable option. Again, spoiler alert, I really like this. It's so fun. The first blast is really fun because it has that almost medicinal quality of iris. I know not everyone agrees, but I think this really is consonant with the Eternity DNA. I would say if you were looking for an affordable, easy, lipsticky type of scent, this is a really great one. I would also say it's definitely not a blind buy because it is very particular. Oddly, I almost feel like I get some kind of a suede sensation with this one as well. It is quite rich. The only qualm I have about this is that the top lipsticky part doesn't really last the entire length of the wear. And it's quite a long wearing fragrance actually, but by the end of its wear, you just get a really nice powdery type of vanilla, which is also really, really pleasant. But I wish that these top elements would last for longer. That's my only caveat with this one. Very, very fun one. So that is Calvin Klein Eternity Intense. Next we have Jasmine's Marzipan, also from Maison Lancome. I had a tiny dabber of this one a long time ago and I absolutely am head over heels in love with it. So I'm so glad to have another decant of this one, and it's reminding me that I probably need to pick this one up. These decants are making my wallet a little bit nervous, shall we say. So good. I know we got a lot of Dominique Ropion groupies over here, and this is a banger. It's just a beautiful, beautiful jasmine, clean, musky, and very natural smelling. It's ever so slightly indolic to me, but in a way that gives it that natural appeal, a biological appeal. I don't get a lot of almond on the paper, but later on in the skin and the dry down, I do get little hints of the almondy thing. This feels like a very 90s fragrance, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because I am associating it with Pure Poison and its vibe. To me, they don't really smell the same, but they vibe the same, and I think that's why they're always so frequently mentioned together. But that whole feeling is just taking me into my junior high bathroom and the hours that I would spend in there with all my little perfume samples, because I have always been an addict. I'll admit it. This is a beautiful, clean, feminine, almost kind of ethereal type of fragrance. A must try if you love jasmine. So beautiful. Jasmine's Marzipan from Maison Lancome. Next we have Alaïa from Alaïa. And I admit I wanted to try this one based on Luca Turin's review of it in Perfume is the Guide. It's not what I expected. I suppose because it's much fresher than I expected it to be. I expected it to be more leathery. It takes a while to get to the point where I like it, where I start to really get that leather and violet, because I'm not too much a fan of that, shall we say, ozonic fresh quality. And I think it's that mountain air that I'm not fully on board with. And so once that mountain air kind of dissipates a little bit, then I really start to love the florals and the leather and that violet. I'm a sucker for purple florals, what can I say? This one I still have to try on the skin. I think I'm a little bit scared of that mountain air, but it's a really interesting leather violet. So yeah, I'm gonna play with this one a little bit more, but that is Alaïa from Alaïa. Next we have Oud Ambroisie from also Maison Lancome. This is a really fun one. Oh, it's so unique. There's absolutely no strawberry notes in here, but I'm getting straight up strawberry jam. I got it in my mouth. It does not taste like strawberry jam. Definitely doesn't taste like strawberry jam. So interesting. Why do I get straight up strawberry jam? This is a fragrance that kind of embodies the scent equivalent of cottagecore to me. I feel like I live in a little cottage in the woods and it's tea time. I've made little linsered cookies. Fire is going in your little fireplace. It's very, very sweet, and that oud is giving not so much oud to me, but just a little bit of like a smoky tinge to add a little bit of depth and interest to what I'm reading as strawberry jam, but it's really that honeyed rose. And it feels like, not that it smells like a strawberry shortcake doll, but it makes me feel like a strawberry shortcake doll. So much fun. So that is Oud Ambroisie from Maison Lancome. And last we have Narciso Ambre from Narciso. I was all set to blind buy this, but I'm glad I got to test it out first to confirm that yes, I am going to buy this. And now I can say, hey, it wasn't a blind buy. I'm doing better. I really like this one a lot. It feels as though Dior Pure Poison and Guerlain's Terracotta I'm a big fan of the Narciso Musk, and this is definitely along the same lines as the White Cube, except that it's more floral and doesn't have vetiver. So it's that same feeling, but more of a beachy version of the White Cube, which, I mean, I guess that's the whole point. That's the point of it. They succeeded. It's really pretty. I feel like this is a perfect balance of all of the fragrances in this category of beachy yellow floral. It's not too sweet. It's not too vanillic. It's not too straight up just Manoi or suntan oil. It's a really nice balance. You obviously have to be a musk lover to like this. This is like the Goldilocks beachy summer floral for me. It has just a tiny bit of salinity, and there's an aspect of it that kind of like Tom Ford's Orchid Soleil, not that they're dupes in any way, but it has a tinge of that hot tortilla vibe. It's like if you took a freshly made tortilla and stuck it in the sand. It has a little bit of that hot corn accent. I wore this one yesterday and it was an unseasonably warm 70 degrees here. I loved the way that it bloomed in the heat. It created this musky floral cloud. So that's Narciso Ambre. So editing me popping in here to say that I missed a very important one, which was Maison Lancome's Oud Bouquet. And the reason that it's not in this lineup is because my husband stole that one. He did. He's been wearing the oil perfumery version of Oud Bouquet for a couple of years now. So, you know, when that decant came in, he was like, snatch. That is going to be it for today's very special edition of Sniff and Sip. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me today. And thank you again to JOSS for sending such generous, gorgeous samples for me to test out. So many of which I have been wanting and dying to try for the longest time. Again, I will have JOSS's channel linked everywhere, although I'm sure you already watch her channel. Let me know which of these fragrances do you love? Have you tried? What's on your to try list? You can follow me at Instagram at _RubyZion_. We can chat a little bit more over there. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.